appearance before the Senate, whether in person, by advocate, or in person and by advocate. 3, indicating the names and the addresses of the persons to be called as witnesses, if any, and witness statements containing a summary of the evidence to be presented by such witnesses before the Senate. 4, specifying any other evidence to be relied on. Honorable Senators, ladies and gentlemen, on Saturday, the 12th of October, 2024, the Office of the Clerk of the Senate received a response reference number 1/816/24/1 and dated the 9th of October, 2024, to the invitation to appear issued to the Governor of Kericho County from Messrs. Katwa and Kemboi, who indicated that the Governor had appointed the firm to represent him in the proceedings before the Senate, and that the Governor would also appear in person and by advocates. The letter also indicated the list of counsel representing the Governor and the list of witnesses to the Governor. Similarly, on Saturday, the 12th of October, 2024, the Office of the Clerk of the Senate received a response reference number HNK/009/007/2024, dated the 12th of October, 2024, to the invitation to appear issued to the County Assembly of Kericho from Messrs. H&K Law Advocates, indicating that the firm had been appointed to represent the County Assembly. The letter also indicated the advocates represented the County Assembly and the witnesses for the County Assembly. Pursuant to Rule 8 of the Rules of Procedure, when considering the proposed removal of a governor in plenary, on Saturday, the 12th of October, 2024, the Clerk of the Senate furnished each party with the documentation filed by the other party in accordance with Rule 6 and 7 of the Rules of Procedure. Honorable Senators, ladies and gentlemen, the hearing program, which has been appended in today's order paper, details the various activities in the hearing and determination of the matter and the time allocated to each activity. It will be crucial that all parties comply with the time allocated. The parties will be notified of the balance of time on each activity through the clerk at the table. In summary, the program states that today, Monday, the 14th of October, 2024, after we have dispensed with the preliminary matters, the charges against the Governor as submitted by the County Assembly shall be read. The Governor will be given an opportunity to take a plea on the charges. This will be followed by an opening statement by the County Assembly and thereafter by the Governor. After the conclusion of the opening statements, the presentation of the case of the County Assembly shall commence. The County Assembly will have a maximum of 3 hours for presentation of the case and re-examination, while the Governor will be allowed 2 hours for cross-examination of the witnesses presented by the County Assembly. After presentation of the case by the County Assembly, the cross-examination by the Governor and re-examination by the County Assembly, honorable senators will be given an opportunity to ask questions or seek clarification from the County Assembly. These activities will proceed until the conclusion of today's sitting. At the sitting scheduled for tomorrow, that is Tuesday, the 15th of October, 2024, the Governor will have an opportunity to present his case before the Senate. Similarly, the time allocation will be 3 hours for the Governor's case, including re-examination, and 2 hours for the County Assembly for cross-examination. Honorable Senators will also be given an opportunity to ask questions or seek clarification from the Governor, following which closing statements by the parties will be made for a period not exceeding 1 hour each. The Senate shall thereafter proceed to a debate on a special motion prior to voting on each of the charges. At this stage, a supplementary order paper will be issued to facilitate this debate. The Senate shall thereafter proceed now, in accordance with Section 33(7) of the County Governments Act and Standing Order 86 of the Senate Standing Orders, the voting shall be by county delegations. The Governor shall cease to hold office if a majority of all county delegations vote to uphold any impeachment charge. However, if the vote in the Senate fails to result in the removal of the Governor, pursuant to Standing Order 87 of the Senate, the Speaker of the Senate shall notify the Speaker of the County Assembly of Kericho accordingly. Now, honorable senators, ladies and gentlemen, I now invite counsel for the County Assembly of Kericho to introduce the legal team of the County Assembly and the members of the County Assembly of Kericho representing the County Assembly by stating the full name and designation of each person. Council for County Assembly, proceed. Before the council introduces his team, Senator Fatuma.
Mr. Speaker, on Wednesday, you gave a position that you are going to give a decision on Isiolo matter, which is now. So I'm kindly requesting, and I'm sure Isiolo people are also waiting for your decision on this matter. This is a very serious, weighty matter, Mr. Speaker, and it's good if the House gives direction, because as we are speaking, Mr. Speaker, Isiolo people are suffering. We are not getting service delivery at all. People who are in hospital, even those who are in oxygen, they are sent home. There is no service delivery at all. Mr. Speaker, kindly give us direction on this. I thank you.
Very well, Senator Dulo. I will give my communication in the course of the day. Proceed, Council for the County Assembly.
Very good morning, Mr. Speaker, sir, honorable senators. For the Kericho County Assembly, the representation is as follows. Myself, Kimutai Bosek, Mr. Charles Njenga, advocate, Sharon Mibei, advocate, Elias Mutuma, advocate, Kiplangat Hillary, advocate, Winnie Bet, advocate, Langat Geoffrey, advocate, Kipkorir Elvis, advocate. Then we have also our legal assistant, Brian Lee Maingi, and Ian Kiplangat. We also have our technician, that is Mr. Kipkuri Jaffet. Mr. Speaker, sir, honorable senators, we have as our witnesses for the Kericho County Assembly, Honorable Kiprotich Rogony, member for Sigawet Ward, Honorable Albert Kipkoech, member for Soliat Ward. We also have affidavit from Mr. Josiah Kogo, and we have an affidavit, and also we'll be asking or lining up Mr. Erick Mutai to testify before the Senate. And lastly, we have a lady whom we have given a pseudonym because of the sensitivity of the evidence she'll be adducing. And for now, we are calling her Kericho daughter. After introduction by our colleagues on the other side, Mr. Speaker, sir, honorable senators, we'll request that we make some application. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir, honorable senators.
Council for Governor, you may now introduce the legal team representing the governor.
Good morning, Mr. Speaker, sir, and honorable senators. On the side of the governor is present, and he is represented by myself, Katwa Kigen KJ, Manasseh Tunen, and Doris Ngeno. We will be assisted by a legal assistant, Vincent Sagini. Our witnesses, Mr. Speaker, sir, we will be flagging out the fact that there are orders in respect to these proceedings. However, eventually when the proceedings need to proceed, we intend to call the following witnesses: the Governor Gideon Mutai, George Kirer, Jacqueline Langat, Gillian Soy, Joseph Rotich, Honorable John Malel, and Geoffrey Korir. Mr. Speaker, sir, just wanted to say also that we had sent a communication to your office that we propose to raise a preliminary objection. That's one. And
Council for Governor.
Yes.
At this juncture, you're just to introduce the legal team and take your seat, please.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. Honorable Senators, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the Senate, I welcome the County Assembly team, the Governor's team, members of the public, and the media to the Senate and to these proceedings. As you're aware, Article 118 of the Constitution mandates Parliament to conduct its business in an open manner, and that its sittings and those of its committees shall be open to the public. The hearing of the proposed removal from office of the county governor, pursuant to Section 33 of the County Governments Act and Standing Order 80 of the Senate, is a matter that generates immense public interest. The Senate, and in this particular hearing, has facilitated the members of public who are interested in these proceedings to access its galleries. However, I draw the attention of the members of public who are seated in the galleries to Rule 28 of the Speaker's Rules, which states as follows in part: visitors in the galleries shall remain seated and shall not applaud, comment audibly, make signs, eat, sleep, read books, newspapers, or other matter except the order paper for the day, or create any disturbance. I request the members of public to observe the aforesaid rule. Any member of the public who contravenes the Speaker's rules will be inviting stern action against them, which includes expulsion from the precincts of Parliament. The office of the Clerk of the Senate is directed to ensure compliance with the Speaker's rules. Honorable Senators, ladies and gentlemen, finally, I now invite the Clerk to read the charges against Honorable Dr. Erick Mutai, the Governor of Kericho County.
Proposed removal from office by impeachment of Honorable Dr. Erick Mutai, the Governor of Kericho County. Particulars of the allegations. The Honorable Dr. Erick Mutai, the Governor of Kericho County, please take the stand. The Honorable Dr. Erick Mutai, the Governor of Kericho County, the grounds for your proposed removal from office by impeachment, as received by the Senate from the County Assembly of Kericho, are as follows. Ground 1, gross violation of the Constitution and other laws, gross violation of the Constitution of the Republic of Kenya 2010, the County Governments Act 2012, the Public Procurement and Asset Disposals Act, the Public Finance Management Act 2012, and the Kericho County laws. The particulars of this ground are as follows. Allegation 1, misappropriation, misallocation, and illegal drawings of county revenue and county finances. On various occasions since his election as a governor and subsequent assumption of office, the governor has engaged in various acts of gross violations of Articles 10, 183, and 201 of the Constitution, Sections 102 and 109 of the Public Finance Management Act, Cap 412A, and the provisions of the Kericho County Rating Act, number 5 of 2019, as follows. A, presiding of an administration which has deliberately refused, failed, neglected, and omitted to automate revenue collection, thus opening up the county's own source revenue to pilferage, misappropriation, and theft. B, the county government advertised for the procurement of the Integrated County Revenue Management System via an advertisement dated 14th December 2023. Despite the tender being responsive and a compliant tenderer being proposed by the tendering committee for the award of the tender, there is evidence that the governor frustrated the award of the said tender. C, the absence of the automated payment system has adversely impacted on the revenue-raising ability of the county through deliberate undercharging of business permit fees and miscategorization of zones where businesses are actually situated. For instance, single business permits are issued to the business owners at zones B and C, which attract less charges when the actual business is situated as zone A to avoid payment of the actual charges. Similarly, properties situated in areas that attract higher rates are miscategorized, charged, and issued clearance certificates for areas that are zoned for lower rates, thus perpetuating revenue leaks. D, the governor presides over an administration that has totally disregarded the valuation role prepared and passed by the County Assembly in 2019, pursuant to the Valuation and Rating Act, Cap 266. Thus, the county continues to collect property rates under the old valuation roll, occasioning the county substantial revenue losses. C, the revenue leaks and losses has seen the county miss revenue targets for 2 consecutive financial years, whereby the revenue collections fall short of the projected revenue by more than 50%. F, the governor has violated the provisions of Section 104 of the Public Finance Management Act 2012, whence through his acts of omission, commission, and inaction, he continues to preside over a broken public finance management system which has made the county treasury ineffective. G, there is a nexus between the disappearance and or loss of the county revenue and the governor's opulent lifestyle since he was elected. Indeed, within 2 years since his election, the governor's wealth has grown exponentially, so much so that he can now afford to contribute up to 1 million shillings in a single harambe. Indeed, in one church function, the governor was captured bragging that whereas he didn't have the resources when he first vied, and I quote, Ra ko mi tuguk, loosely translating to, this time I have enough resources. 2,